Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you happen to be stopping by for the very first time, thank you so much for being here with me. My name is Donella, and of course this is my world of beauty here on YouTube. If you're stopping by for the first time, I'm hoping that on your way out you like what you may see in this video or my other videos, and you just go ahead and click that subscribe button. For today's tutorial, I am going to be going back over into my Smokey series, and for this look I'm thinking of creating something using like browns and maybe some, I know I want to create a brown smoky eye look. I know you don't particularly hear about brown smoky eye looks, but I'm like, there must be a way to create one. So I have that color in mind. That's going to be basically the color that we're going to be focusing on for this look. So if you are interested in seeing what I create at the end of this video, then please stay tuned. Okay, so to start things off, I already went ahead and applied my foundation, and then I went in with my eyebrows. For my primer, I used my Fenty primer, the matte primer, of course, the Pro Filt'r mattifying primer, and then I went in with my Fenty foundation. I did go in with two pencils because I wanted to make my eyebrows a bit darker, and that's really because whenever I'm creating a smoky look, I just like my eyebrows to carry the eye look more, you know, so to speak. So I always go in just a tad bit darker with my brow pencils. So I went in with my Fenty pencil. What shade is this again? The Fenty Brow MVP. I don't remember what color this is. I really don't remember what color this is. It's light brownish shade that you would normally see, you know, whenever I fill in my eyebrows. But I wanted it to be a bit darker, so I went in with this generic Gabriella, what you call it, drugstore pencil. This is a dark brown, so this actually darkened the Fenty Brow MVP a bit more. And then you guys know I've been using this Maybelline shadow to basically set the pencil in place, to basically set everything in place, because I do have oily skin. So today my eyebrows tend to look sweaty or waxy or whatever you want to call it. Now for my foundation, I use my Fenty Soft Matte Longwear foundation. I am the shade 430, or I should say I used to be. I've gotten a bit darker, but this is also something that I do. Just sharing a little makeup tip here. Whenever I intend to do a smoky eye or something that's like really intense, like a dramatic eye, which, you know, I do ever so often, not too often, I always try to go in with a foundation that's just a tad bit lighter. And when I say a tad bit lighter, because, you know, this was actually my shade, but I got maybe like a hair darker, something like that. So 430 would probably match me perfectly maybe sometime later down in the year. But I really want my skin to look nice and vibrant and bright, because I'm going to be basically playing up with some dark colors on my eyes. So I went in just a tad bit lighter with my foundation. That when everything is set in place, you know, my highlight, the shadows and everything, that my skin in terms of my foundation still actually looks bright and it pulls to the front more. You know, just a little something that I learned over the years. I realized, you know, when I go into dark and you put on a dark color, everything tends to look a little bit too flat. So I learned that trick, I think was sometime last year. Yeah, I kind of learned it last year. I didn't see it on anybody's channel or anything. I just mistakenly actually did that. I went in with a foundation that was a little bit too light while I was creating a dramatic eye look, and then I was like, I kind of like how my skin actually, you know, like pulls to the front in this, you know, when I take my selfies and so forth. So I started doing it. I was like, I could do this. I can incorporate this into my looks. So yeah, anyway, enough babbling. Let's just jump straight into this tutorial. Started on the eye look. I'm going to go ahead and complete the rest of my complexion products, you know, in terms of my foundation, concealer, powder, etc. I am going to go in with just a tad bit more of my Fenty foundation. That's only because, and that's really because I only applied like 1.5 pumps. And by the way, my pump is broken, so what I have to do is actually unscrew the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know, in the middle of me doing that, I don't know what happened, but I'm actually going to shade my face just a little bit more with some of the foundation in these particular areas right here, and then I'm going to go in with my beauty sponge and then just blend that out. Next I'm going to go in with my Toofaced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer, and you guys know the trick. I'm going to conceal my under eyes, and I'm also going to drag this down just a little bit just to use as my first concealer for this look. next for for my highlight, my concealer is going to highlight my face. I'm going to go in with this sorry, not NYX, elf 16-hour camo concealer. It's a matte finish concealer and it's in the shade Deep Chestnut, and I'm just going to add that right here as the concealer that I'm going to be using for my highlight. Right, immediately after that, I'm going to go in with this Black Opal True Color Mineral Matte Foundation in the shade Ebony Brown, and I'm going to be using this as my cream contour for this look. Okay, you guys know the drill. I'm going to go into my Fenty Banana Powder and set everything in place. Once I just throw the amount that I want, oh that's too much, over in the lid, I just go in and set the under eye concealer. So I'm going to actually leave the powder on my face because I'm about to go in on the eyes, and just in case there's any fallout, I'll be able to sweep it away. So to prime my lids, I'm going to go in with my Black Opal Total Coverage Concealer. I'm just going to warm it up with my finger a little bit and then just apply bits of it over my lid. Okay, so now that we have the eyes nice and primed, we are going to go in with creating the brown smoky eye look. So I'm actually going to be playing up with my Melt Cosmetics stacks, and trying to look for the color. Yeah, this is it. This is the color I want to implement in this look. It's this brown shade right here. It's called Rat. It's like a deep brown. I'm going to be using that to create the eye look, but I want to play up with a little bit of this color first and use this as my transitioning color. So let me just get a brush. Let me see, what brush do I need? Let me just get a brush and get a little bit of Enigma. Okay, I'm back, and I actually went off camera to do this eye because I'm playing up with the idea of possibly adding a bit of shimmery shadow on top, but then I was like so I bit off and set it all back over again. So yeah, I didn't want to record all of that because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and you guys know I'm trying to really keep within a specific time frame. So I decided to do that pad off camera just in case I change my mind, which I did. So you see, it's good when you know yourself. I'll show you guys exactly what I did on this eye now over on this eye. So I'm going to go in again with the shade Enigma from my Melt Cosmetics stack, and Enigma is this deep reddish shade right here. And what I did over on this side, right, is that I went just a tad bit close to the brow bone, and that's really because I want to create that really nice shade of gradient deep red color right here. Because this, like, using this color actually makes the brown shade pop a lot more. So I actually went in a couple of times dipping in the brush in the shade Enigma because I wanted down here to be like really dark, like right between the crease, and then I just went up just a tad bit further up to the brow bone just to make to give it a bit of a shade. Brown shade now, which is called Rat, is this nice deep cocoa brown right here. And I just basically went in with a flat eyeshadow brush and just applied it all over my lid. Now I went in with about 3 to 4 coats of this, although you know when you apply it, it's really deep, but I just wanted it to be like even deeper, so I went over like 3-4 times. So I started by applying it in this motion right here because I wanted to create the illusion of a cut crease like that. And then that's when I started to go over with the extra coats in a downward motion. For this look, I went in with my Glamorous Mink Lash. This baby is still popping. I mean, I feel like I've used it quite a couple of times, but she's still going. And you guys know my trick. Let me just apply my first glue. So while that's drying down, I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. black pencil and line my waterline. Okay, so I already went ahead and pressed in the excess powder in my skin, right? So while I'm here, I'm wondering if I want to put like a pop of color right here in the innermost corner of my eye. I'm really contemplating on the fact if I should, if I shouldn't. I'm wondering if I can use a bit of this, one of these, like this frosty color right here from this e.l.f. bite-sized eyeshadow. This one is called Cream and Sugar. taking this very tiny shadow placement brush. Take a bit of that frosty color and add a bit right here. Doesn't look bad at all. Okay. Wow, it doesn't look bad at all. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. Before this lash dries down completely, let me just pop it on real quick. It's now time for me to finish up the rest of my face. I'm going in with my banana powder next. Just a little bit of banana, just a little bit of banana. You guys know the trick. I'm gonna take my small ColourPop beauty sponge and just pop a bit of it right here. If you've been following my last couple of tutorials, you guys will see my reason behind doing this. So now that I've actually placed it where I want it to be, I think I actually need to apply just a little bit right here as well. I think I'm actually done with the eyes now, so I'm just going to go in and finish the rest of the face. I'm going in with my Fenty Mocha Mami bronzer, and that's really because of the shade that I placed in here, the Enigma, which is kind of like a reddish brown shade. The Fenty Mocha Mami kind of has like a reddish finish to it, so I'm thinking that's going to look really well with this completed look. Right, next I'm going to go into this BH Cosmetics Ashley Tisdale cream blush, and I'm going to add a bit of that to my bronzer brush. So of course I have to go in with a highlight that is more on the bronzy side because of the eye look that I created. So I'm going to go into my Artist Couture Diamond Glow powder in the shade the bronze and use that as my highlight for this look. My lips, I'm obviously going to be creating something very simple and nude, so I'm going to go in with this Duo Jumbo pencil, and I'm going to take the brown side of it and line my lips, and then I'm going to complete the look by going in with this Artist Couture lip gloss. This one is in the shade Shameless, and then this MAC lip glass, this one is in the shade Myth. I'm going to be using both of these to complete the rest of my look. This is actually the completed look. This very simple brown matte smoky eye. I know when some persons think of smoky eyes, you know, your mind automatically gravitate toward the shade black, and there are some persons who are actually afraid of the color black. I remember not too long ago when I first started, you know, applying eyeshadow, you know, when I first started off in the whole makeup field, I too was actually afraid of the color black. Like whenever I play up with black, it would always be maybe just applying a little bit at the, you know, the crease to kind of deepen a look or something. But over time I started to use it on its own. As a matter of fact, when I started to create smoky eye looks on my own, I started off by using a brown shade because I was like, I'm going to step right into black. This is a little bit too intense for me. So I started off by using a brown shade, and I can't remember, but it was a MAC. Was it a MAC or was it a NARS? There was this either a MAC or a NARS single eyeshadow that I used to use to build up my courage to using black on its own. So if you are still kind of afraid of black, I would actually suggest using like a deep shade of brown, or maybe like a cocoa brown like what I use in this tutorial, to kind of build up your courage to using a pure black eyeshadow on your eye to create a very traditional smoky eye. If you guys happen to have enjoyed this tutorial, please be sure to go ahead and give it a big thumbs up on your way out, and also drop me a comment down in the comment section and let me know which part of this tutorial you enjoyed the most. If you have any questions about maybe a technique that I may have used in this tutorial or any general makeup question. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media handles. They're all at MUADonellaD. All of the social media platforms I'm on is in the description box. Thank you guys so much for joining me once again, and I'll talk to you guys real soon on my next smoky creation. Bye bye.